Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you through a very nice opening. It was invented by Emory Tate. It's called the Tate Gambit, and it is featured in the Dutch defense. I just want to say I'll actually be showing a game around the time when it was invented. I believe it was first played in 1992 in Illinois between Emory Tate and a player called Blaine. Absolutely crazy opening, and let's just get into it. So normally Emory actually starts with e4. He actually does have an opening named after him in the Eliekens defense with e4, but we actually see d4 today, and his opponent actually goes for f5, which is known as the Dutch defense. The Dutch defense is a very popular response to White's d4 push. So with this move f5, controlling the square, Emory actually now goes knight c3. Now we see the move d5, so Black's really clamping down on the center. So what does Emory do? Off the bat, he throws a pawn up the board, g4. Okay, I mean, we're not even in the Tate variation yet. This is how you know this gambit is going to be absolutely crazy. So Emory's opponent actually took here, and this is part of Emory's opening. And now any normal person would, I don't know, maybe try to develop their pieces normally. However, Emory, already down a pawn, decides being down one pawn isn't enough, and he goes e4 here. By the way, this move e4 is a signature move into Emory's opening. This is known as the Tate Gambit of the Dutch defense. It can also transpose, by the way, if we start with d4, f5, we can actually play g4 straight away. And if this is taken, we can actually go knight c3, and after d5, then go e4. So this opening actually can be reached multiple ways, as you see with e4 here. And any normal person plays knight e4, right? Because you're down 2 pawns, surely. No. Emory now goes h3. This opening is so filthy. So Emory now goes h3. His opponent took, and now Emory goes knight h3, not taking with the bishop, because when you've got an open position, especially when you're down material, your bishop can be a great attacker, especially in this open board. So taking with the knight first, saying, if you're going to take, then I'm going to have the bishop pair. This is going to be very, very nice for me. So that's why Emory didn't take with the bishop here. Very important note. Definitely take with the knight. Now we see the move knight f6, and now we see the move knight f4 off the bat. As you see, this knight has hopped here, so this knight wasn't really doing too much on h3. Now it's actually hopped into a nice square. Now we see the move bishop g4. Okay, so it looks like Black's doing quite well here, right? Now we see the move bishop e2, looking to exchange some bishops. And also, to be honest, there's no really good move for here for White. I mean, White definitely cannot play a move like f3, because that pretty much just loses to bishop f3, hitting the rook and the queen. For that reason, you don't really want to play a knight move here, just ugly. So bishop e2 is fine. Now we actually see the move queen d7, and now we actually see the move knight e4. You might be thinking, knight e4, does that not just lose a knight? No, it actually doesn't. Thing is, when this goes here, as you notice, this knight actually was defending this bishop, so we actually remove a crucial defender, and then we could actually take here, hitting this, and this would be a very nice position for White, because we've got the bishop pair. The two bishops is actually known as the bishop pair. So after knight e4, we actually saw the move bishop e2. Now we saw queen e2, and now we actually saw the move queen d4. So as you can see, Tate has got 2 pieces in. He's got his rooks on open file. He's got an open g file. His bishop can easily get into the game. The problem with Black's position here, he has what is known as a isolated pawn. The problem with this pawn on e7, as you see, if this pawn actually has no pawns next to it, which means it's isolated. And now also look how this pawn blocks in this bishop. So Emory has quite a nice position. We actually see the move knight f6 here. When you're attacking, you don't really want to retreat your pieces. So the move knight f6 was played, and now we actually saw the move queen f6. You cannot take this like this, as you see, because your queen would be in check. Emory's opponent just wants to get his queen back into the game. And now we see a really nice move, knight e6. So completely immobilizing Black's pawn structure. This pawn cannot move now. This rook, king, this king is very weak. The only piece that can actually move is this knight. And if this knight was to come to c6, oops, you actually get forked. After king f7, we can simply win a rook, and this would be completely winning. So with the move knight e6, it's kind of a message saying, you can take all my pawns, but I'm going to take all your pieces. Now we actually see the move king d7. And it gets filthy from here. It gets very, very filthy from here, where I'm concerned this video actually might be age restricted. After king d7, now we see the move bishop g5. So we're attacking this, and this is actually defending this. This queen's under attack, but you might be thinking, that just hangs a knight, doesn't it? Well, Emory here plays one of the filthiest moves I've ever seen, and castles his king-queen sides. this should be illegal. So he's castle checked while putting a very nice tactic to win this queen. We now actually see the move queen d6. As you see, black's actually up 5 pieces of material in this position. So if we can actually exchange here, black will still be doing absolutely horrible, but the material will actually be favorable for black, and black will still be up 1 pawn. The problem is all these pieces are out of the game. Now we actually see the move bishop f4. Might be thinking, can we not just take that? No. e5, and after e5, Emory simply gobbles up this bishop, as this cannot be taken by the queen, as it's pinned to the king's defense. Queen d1, rook h to d1, bishop d6. So Tate's opponent just trying to kind of hang in here, maybe try trade some pieces. Tate here goes queen g4 check. Now we see move king c6. And now we actually see the very nice move, queen c4, king b6. And now this king is very, very vulnerable. Bishop d6 takes, and now any normal person takes this. However, Emory decides to check first on b4, king a6. And now, when your opponent's king is on a6, and the material is equal, or you're down material, and you're the attacking side, you know you've done something right. Rook d3. Threatening, say if g6 was played, rook a3 checkmate. For that reason, b6 is played after rook d3. Now we actually see the very nice move queen e4, going after this rook. In the game, knight d7 was tried, trying to say, if you're going to take this, well, I can take this. And I'm actually simply winning this position. I'm up a knight, got 2 passed pawns here, and a rook. However, Emory plays the very nice move king c6, completely cutting off the king's escape square via the b7 exit square, and completely puts his king in a box. We now see the move king a4, rook a3, and after king b4, Tate misses the most stylish checkmate with c3, unfortunately. A pawn checkmate to top this off would have been absolutely insane. However, we actually see the move rook a4 checkmate, and that is the Tate gambit. Absolutely insane gambit. d4, f4. Such a nice... Such a nice opening. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos on Emory Tate's or Emory Tate's openings, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow, and it's very appreciated. Also, thank you for your time and attention. It means a lot. And have a good rest of your day.